Hey, product boss. Okay, listen, time is ticking. You only have a little time left to join my free bestseller secrets challenge starting Monday, February 10th. And it is a brand new challenge. So if you've ever done it in the past, it is redone and so good. Listen, I launched my own product business, Cuffs Couture, and I was selling around the world and selling to stores and dressing countless celebrities. And now I'm here to tell you and teach you how you can achieve the same success for your business. I want you to have a profit. I want you to make money. I want you to make as much money as your heart desires. And I want you to do it through your product-based business. So in this challenge, you're going to discover how to make more by doing less, by unlocking the full potential of what you can be known for, or even your bestseller. From identifying it, which by the way, you probably already have one, you just don't know what to focus on, from figuring out what to fix and how to get people to actually buy from you, and then transforming your business into a consistent, profitable money-making machine. Listen, you just need a sales engine, and I'm going to teach you how to do this. Plus, you'll join a supportive community of women that are running product-based businesses just like you, who are trying to figure out how to grow their business and blend it into their personal life. Listen, sign up now. All you have to do is head to bestsellersecretschallenge.com. Again, it's the bestsellersecretschallenge.com, or DM me the word best on Instagram at the product boss to secure your free spot. I really want to make 2025 the year that you figure out what to focus on, what you can fix, and then how you can scale your business so that it can feel easy and your business isn't completely reliant on you. It runs like a machine without you. So if you want help doing this, don't let your chance slip away. Come join me now. I'll see you inside. Hi, I'm Jacqueline Snyder, and this is the Product Boss Podcast. I've helped launch and grow thousands of product-based businesses, even one of my own. And over the last 20 years, I've seen behind the scenes of businesses just like yours. Whether they are makers, manufacturers, artists, or food and beverage businesses, I have spent so many hours studying it all. I've discovered what makes them successful, what mistakes they could have avoided, how did they turn their ideas into a successful business, and what are the strategies that they have used to make more sales and be discovered by more customers. And this is what this show is all about. Whether you're just starting out or you're looking to become $1 million product boss, I'm here to give you the permission to chase your dreams, no matter how big or small. All you need is the right mindset, a little courage, strategy, and support, and you too can be the next $1 million product boss. Let's do this. Hey there, product boss. It's Jacqueline here, and we are back with another episode. But this is actually an extra bonus episode because I have been working, I'm telling you, for the last several months on really diving into some new concepts and methodologies to teach you all. And part of this is last year was an election year, right? It was a year. And so far in 2025, it's been a year. And so what I'm realizing is that one, there's so many strategies that have always worked and stood the test of time. And there's things that feel a little bit harder where I know that you can come through on the other side. Now, I've been in business for 20 years. I had my company. I helped people start and run their clothing lines, their brands as their consultant in the last recession in 2008. So I've been through this for a long time. I'm not saying that there's a recession right now. I'm just saying that I've been through the ups and downs of things feeling unstable. And what I know in my heart of hearts, the truest thing that I know is if you are out there right now and things are feeling shaky and rocky and bumpy and you're like, I'm not really sure what's happening. Perhaps you work at a full-time job and you're thinking through and you're like, I don't know what's going to happen, right? Cause there's just, especially here, if you're listening in the US, there's just a lot of things happening in our government right now. So I say all this with what I know in my heart to be true. And I know this in the bottom of my heart that this will be the thing that gives you the hope and the excitement and the forward thinking and all of the things that I want you to hold and feel, is that entrepreneurship is your path to freedom and stability. That's what I know. So even if you work full-time for someone right now and you've started your product business as a side hustle, it's an amazing thing that you have, because you've started to build something that might have a little bit of momentum, that might be making you a little bit of extra money a month. Maybe it's making you a lot of extra money a month, right? It's doing something for you. It's a creative outlet. It's something that you're bringing to the world and serving to your customers. And it's a bit of a safety net. And it's a thing that you're like, okay, it could either be something for play money and fun money, and it could be that other thing that's like safety net money. And if your business doesn't feel like it's there yet, I want that. I want that to be that for you, whether it's a side hustle or full time. And I'll tell you that, I've experienced this with other students, and I'm going to talk about this more next week in my bestseller secrets challenge. But there are students that, again, I've been in this business for a very long time, that I've seen things change suddenly. And thank goodness people have their businesses to fall back on, or they're tired of relying on other people. And they're like, you know what? Like, I'm tired of that. I'm just going to make sure that I always know how to make my own money. And I do that through selling physical products. Right. And it is just so, so empowering. And that's why I've been an entrepreneur for as long as I can remember. And I encourage other people to be entrepreneurs, because it's just the thing that you get to have, own, control. So I love that you're here. I love that you're building businesses, because what you have is something so incredibly special that not everybody has. Not only is it a safety net when things feel uncertain, but it is actually like your ticket to the life that you dream of. It is your ticket to that next thing that you want, right? You're like, you bought that ticket, you're investing your time right now. And whether it's the thing that makes you feel safe and secure, or the thing that takes you to the moon, right? And meets your heart's desires in so many ways, it can be both. I know it feels like a lot on a business, but I'm telling you, it's just so good. So if this sounds like something you're like really excited about, and I know a lot of you out there have potentially done this challenge before, but I am on Monday. So if you hear this in real time, on Monday, it is our kickoff of our first day of the Bestseller Secrets Challenge. Now, some of you may have said, I've done it before. I'm sure you have, but guess what? I've completely redone it, and it is so good. And the workbook is so good, and you get the workbook for free, and the challenge is free. It's 5 days. So if you want to spend some time with me live next week during the Bestseller Secrets Challenge, and even if you've done it before, I'm telling you, it is different. It is different. Day 1, day 2, and I'm going to tell you a little bit more about it later. Sign up, head to bestsellersecretschallenge.com. I'll drop the link in the show notes. Just get you in, right? Because we're kicking off on Monday. So you've got just a couple of days to get registered and inside, and into the Facebook group where like magic is happening. This is like the place. And I'm doing some audits in there in the Facebook group specifically. So maybe you're already registered for the challenge, because we have over 5,000 people registered right now. If you're already in the challenge, make sure you get into the Facebook group, because we are dropping some fun things in there. And one of them will be me live auditing people's bestsellers. So let's jump in now with this idea of the power of a best-selling brand. And I want to talk about how Kylie Jenner and Spanx and other small businesses have been able to scale and grow their businesses with one signature offer. So here's the deal. You've probably been told, maybe there's other coaches out there, you assume this, you're watching YouTube videos, you're piecing it together, but you've probably been told that to grow your product-based business, you need more products, more social media, and more marketing, right? That product one is the kicker, because it's draining you versus adding if you're not seeing the success you want. Social media, it's like, well, if I just post more, if I show up, if I do this. And then the marketing is like, if more people knew I existed, maybe they would buy, right? You think you need more eyes. But what if I told you that the biggest, most successful brands don't necessarily start with more? And I'm going to say they don't start with more products. Okay. They start with being known for something. So it's not like one exact product. And I know I've talked about bestsellers before, and people are like, I haven't sold that many, or I have a lot of products. What's my bestseller? What I want you to actually think about this in a different way is your signature category, the category that defines your brand. Okay. So let's just think about this for a sec. Kylie Jenner with Kylie Cosmetics. She didn't launch with the full beauty brand that you know her to have today. She launched with her lip kits, one lip gloss with one lip pencil together in one thing, and different color variations. Okay. Sarah Blakely, she didn't start Spanx with her full apparel line. She started Spanx with her shapewear. I'm going to even bring it even to more modern days. Sarah Blakely just launched Sneaks, which are her high heel sneaker shoe line. And if you have paid attention to the launch of that, she did the same thing. The category she launched into were high heel sneakers. And she has a few variations, but they're still high heel sneakers. She didn't say, I'm going to do high heels as well. She didn't even say, I'm going to do like boots or slides or anything like that. Or she didn't come out with bags. She was doing high heel sneakers and a couple of variations of them. Okay. Same category. You getting it? And even Nike, right? Nike, when they started, they weren't all the things we know them to be today. They launched with the Cortez. And if you watch the movie Air, it shows you how Jordan was developed and Michael Jordan and how they got into the basketball market. They stayed focused. So here's the deal. If you feel like your sales are all over the place, or you're constantly making new products to chase revenue, this is why your business feels stuck. And what I want to talk about today is, well, first, the number one reason I see that most product businesses really struggle to scale and grow, and how these really big brands in the world, like some of the biggest brands in the world, dominate with signature bestsellers. and the first step that you need to take to create more predictable revenue, right? So if this clicks for you and you're like, I want to go deeper and I want to know how to do this, then come join me in my free live challenge. And it's happening on Monday. And inside, this is where I'm actually going to help you identify your best selling product category and map out your sales engine. It's going to be so good. By the end, you will know exactly what you're doing over the next 12 weeks, and you will figure out why this feels stuck and how we get your engine going again. It's just going to be so good. All right. So come join me inside. All right. So here's the deal. I've seen this and you've heard me in all these coaching sessions, and this is what I've gathered. Most business owners think that to grow, they need more variety, because if they have more variety, they'll make more sales because more people will find something they like, obviously, right? Most business owners think that if they have more launches, if they put more stuff out, and more variants of time, that it's going to make people more excited. And they also believe that, the newer the products, the more variants of the products, like all the stuff, it's going to be more customers. But I'm here to tell you that this whole more does not equal more. And you probably have experienced that. There's probably very, very few of you listening. And if this is you, please send me a message over on Instagram, because I want to know how it worked for you. But very few people here that are doing really well started with a gazillion things, and that they got all gazillion things up and running and making them money. Okay. Because the opposite's actually true to the more. Growth is going to happen for you when you become known for something. And so the fastest growing product businesses, they're not successful because they started with all the things. They became successful because they were known for doing one thing really well. So Kylie Jenner and her lip kits, right? Not the full makeup line. She launched with the concept of the lipstick and the lip liner into a kit. She called it a kit. Genius. It even had like this name to it. So the core idea was the same, but the variations were the thing that made her have more products than one. I hope you're getting this, because this is what I want you to know and believe. It became instantly recognizable because of this one product category. It set her up for the future. She became a billionaire with this. All right. So let's go to Spanx and her one idea. So Sarah Blakely didn't start with the leggings and the swimwear and the bras and the shapewear and everything for every body part when she started. She really thought, okay, I need tummy control, right? Oh, I wear these pantyhose. They've got the control tops. Why do I have to wear the pantyhose? I don't want to wear pantyhose. I just want the control top. So she focused on that shapewear that got rid of the tight part of it, like the tights or the stockings, and really just created the shapewear. And speaking of the Jenners and the Kardashians, Kim Kardashian's idea for Skims is not a new idea. It's Spanx. She knocked off Spanx, but her variation to that, and she also made $1 billion. So let's just say there's enough $1 billion ideas, even if they're very similar and almost knockoffable. Here's where Kim Kardashian changed the game. One, she made them the new sexy version, right? The sexy variation, like, Spanx were for like, I don't know, the time when Spanx came out, for like that version of women, and Kim Kardashian updated it, because now I think Spanx has like grown in terms of age, like the age range, right? It's not as like trendy and cool for young people as much, because we've all gotten older when it was cool when we were young and trendy. So Kim did that. And the other thing that Kim did that Spanx did not do was Kim became more inclusive. I don't know that she's size inclusive, but she's skin tone inclusive. And that was a really big deal too. Huge, in fact. And it's beautiful, all of the tones she uses. And if you see her stores and all the things, so she still has the shapewear and the bras and the same stuff that Spanx has. And she also, when she launched, she did not come out with all of the things you know her to have today to fill an entire store. It was very specific pieces within the category. And she was really known for the skin tone colors, the color variation. Okay. And then let's just talk about you. Maybe you're a handmade jewelry business. So the one thing I want you to think about here, and we're going to dig into this on day one in the challenge, is instead of selling 50 different designs, or maybe you're doing a lot of one-of-a-kind designs, or you had an Etsy coach or an Etsy program somewhere tell you that you need 60 at least minimum and 2 new posts a day, or you've come into that range of thinking like this is more is more is more. What if you were to figure out of those 50 designs, what could sell the best? What does sell the best? What can be the fuel to the sales engine you're making? This is the concept I want you to start thinking about. When we focus and figure out the one thing, the thing that we can do really well and be known for, that's the fuel to your engine that eventually becomes your sales engine. Right now, you're probably running on low. Maybe your engine light is flashing. My husband was like, "Did you get gas?" I was like, "No, it looked like there was still enough to get home." He's like, "How about for me to leave?" I was like, "Oh, sorry." Right? He's like, "I got to the gas station with 1 mile to go." Sorry. But knowing that we've all been in a situation with our cars where there's like an engine light on, or we're like, ooh, we're running out. We got to figure this out. We need to find the gas station because we're running out. So what I really want to help you, one of the most important things for me to help you inside of the Bestseller Secrets Challenge is to find the fuel. Find the fuel for the engine. It cannot operate without this first step. And that's exactly what we're doing on Monday. And so what I want you to start to think about is how can you create consistent sales and predictable revenue? I think one of the hardest things that I've seen for my students and for my community at a large, and this could be for you too, is, okay, so let's imagine the car engine again, okay? Car engine, it's got gas. Okay, remember the Flintstones, the show, the Flintstones, and they had their own car, but to get the car to go, their feet were at the bottom and they were like, actually, they had to like run to move the car. That's probably how you're feeling right now. If you're not running, the car is not moving. You, yourself, your own two legs. So you might be feeling this way when you're doing markets on weekends and you feel like the hustle to do that. Or you're trying to sell online and you're like, do I have to dance like a monkey? Like, what actually works on social right now to get people to come over to my website? Maybe you've tried wholesale and you're on a platform like Fair and you're feeling like there's so many other people. I don't know what to do. It feels like crickets, right? Because right now you're doing the Flintstones run with your own feet versus that like high injection fuel, the fuel that goes into the sports car and the sports car that drives like a dream and gets there faster. That's what I want for you. And that's what I want you to start thinking about when you're thinking about how to identify this best-selling category or this bestseller in a category, right? We're going to dig into all the variations of this on Monday. And then on Tuesday, I'm going to help you start to think about what are ways, like imagine again, we're going to a car. Okay, let's actually take this analogy all the way back. So we're going back to the car analogy. Right now, you probably are operating the Flintstones car. It's on your own 2 feet. Or if you don't know what the Flintstones are because you're young and bless your heart, then let's say that you're on a bicycle, an actual bicycle that you have to pedal, not an electric bike. And you're on this bicycle and you have to go like 25 miles on this bike uphill. That's how it probably feels for you right now. So day one, I want to get you out of the bicycle or the Flintstones idea. And I want to get you into a vehicle, into a car that the fuel is what we focus on Monday. Then on Tuesday, so let's say we get you into the car and the car is a good car. It's a reliable car. It's a car you've had for a while, probably like my car that I bought when my son was being born and it's like 12 years old now. Okay. Like we have some of the same cars. Like this car's still driving. Let's do it. But the older it gets, the more it needs attention. There's things that we have to check. We have to open the hood and say, all right, you're a good car. You're a reliable car, but is there a way to make you a better car? So on day 2, I want you to look at the engine that you currently have because most of you out there, if not, if you're brand new, still come and listen. But I'm speaking to those of you out there that have the product, that have sold something. You've sold something, even if it's one thing, you've sold something. So we've got the car. We just need to make the car run better. Maybe you're putting the wrong fuel type into it, right? So on Tuesday, we're going to lift the hood and we're going to look at our current engine and we're going to say, what needs to be fixed? What can I tweak and make better? What can be optimized? What can I tinker with just with this car to make this car go? This car was still great. I'm going to make this car go. In fact, I'm going to love this car again because I've fixed up the things and this car is going to get me where I need to go and it's going to feel real good. Okay. That's what Tuesday is. And then Wednesday is the upgrade. Wednesday. So Tuesday is like, we can make this thing better and it's going to work, which is me really helping you tweak and figure out what small levers you can do in your business to make what you do better, easier, without you having to do much more than these tweaks. I'm not telling you need new customers. I'm not telling you need anything new, nothing new. If we were to just keep exactly what you're doing, but the things that you're missing are the tweaks that I know for you to apply to your business, just that. Okay. Just by Tuesday, that's what's going to happen. Okay. But then we get to day 3. Day 3 is the upgrade. Day 3 is, hey, this car is going real well. I figured like this car is doing some real good work, right? It's driving engine. And in fact, this car is doing so well that it's actually making me money. And now I'm going to figure out how to multiply that, how to make more money, right? How to get another sales engine going. Because if we know this, right? If you think about a cruise ship has multiple engines on board to make that cruise ship go. So that if something were to happen to one of the engines, the other engines are going. So one engine works if you're in a small speedboat, but if you want to keep increasing and growing, then we're going to need more engines. And that's what I'm going to teach you on Wednesday. And then Thursday and Friday are going to be some other amazing things. Thursday is going to be how you can actually do this with ease. And Friday, we're actually going to be putting together your next steps so that by the end on Friday, you are so clear on what you're focusing on, what's going to get fixed and what's going to get and like an upgrade, and then what's going to be the thing that multiplies for you, how you're going to expand, how you're going to add another sales engine. And that's everything we're doing on Friday. So it's going to be just so good. So good. So what I want to share with you here is I really want you to think to yourself, and you could start thinking about this now is if I were to ask you to focus on a signature category, what would that be? So if before you show up on Monday, you've started thinking about this and this has kind of been milling around in your head, on Monday, when I ask you these questions and we start to do the work and pull it apart and really understand what needs to happen to grow your business, turn it into a money-making machine, right? And to have these sales engines that run so you're not in the Flintstones car, but rather you've got a self-driving car, right? That thing is, how about that? Okay, we're working this analogy together. We've got our great reliable car, our car that we've like tuned up and it's doing such a good job. And then we get a self-driving car, one that like does its own thing. Have any of you seen those taxis? I see them in Austin all the time. They're like taxis with cameras all over them and there's no driver and they pick people up and drive them around places. What if your business was like that? What if one of your sales engines could do things for you, could go make you money without you doing anything? That's what Wednesday is. Okay. So I really want you to think, what would your life look like? What would things feel like? How would business feel if you started to figure this out? And not only started to figure this out, but it became so clear and you were like, I know what to do. I know what to do next. That's what I want for you. So I really want you to take away from this podcast episode is the idea of what if this was possible? What if this could work? What if this is the thing you've been waiting for? What if you try this new strategy? Give me 30 days for you to try the new strategy. Give me 3 months, 12 weeks for you to test this strategy to see what works, to see what happens. So come on Monday, bestsellersecretschallenge.com. I'm excited for you to understand this concept because there's so much proof that you can grow a successful business without you having to do all the things, make all the things, be on all the platforms and be on everything. Like there's such an easier way. And I want this to be easy for you. That's all I want. Okay. I'll drop the link in the show notes, make it super easy. It's super hands-on, this experience. And if you're listening and you're already signed up, come get into the Facebook group because we've got some fun things happening in there. And I'm going to be doing live audits of people's bestseller categories. Okay. So, and your bestseller strategy. So it's just going to be, I just am pouring into you all over the next 2 weeks and it's going to be so, so good. All right. All right, my friends, until the next one, thank you for listening to this bonus episode and I will see you inside of the challenge, bestsellersecretschallenge.com.